I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wrenches in my top drawer of my snap-on box. I think I'm missing. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pliers in my bottom drawer of my snap-on box. Get ready to fix some cars. Get ready to fix. Let's go! Hey, what's up guys, it's MJ100K here, and today I want to talk about the 3 options that mechanics have for going to school. If you want to know a little bit about me, if you're not a subscriber, I was a certified master technician, also had the L1 engine performance, advanced engine performance cert, and the diesel engine certification. Was also certified to do emissions and safety inspections in Pennsylvania. And I worked as a mechanic at Pep Boys, Honda, AAA. I worked as a technician, engineering technician at Cummins. Also worked as an engineer at Cummins and engineer at Toyota. So I know a little something about the automotive industry. You don't have to agree with my opinion. It's just my opinion, but this video is more going out to younger technicians who are thinking of getting into the industry and how specifically they should do it. So if you went a different route, congratulations, but this is my opinion only. So you can talk about it in the comments if you have something to say. Let's get into it. Option number 1 would be to go to a trade school like UTI or Lincoln Tech. Option 2 is going to be what I like to call sneaking into the industry without going to school at all. And option 3 would be going to a community college. Now let's just get this out the way right now. Some people might be offended for this video, like if you went to UTI or Lincoln Tech. But you know what? I'm sorry, you're just going to have to be offended because I'm looking at this from the perspective of, like, let's say my niece or nephew asked me, hey, Uncle Mike, where should I go to school? I want to be a mechanic. So I'm going to tell, the YouTubers out there what I would tell my niece or nephew if they wanted to go to school. I'm not getting sponsored by anybody. I'm not getting paid from YouTube. So I'm just going to tell you what I really think. So let's go. So let's start off with UTI and Lincoln Tech, because they are considered for-profit colleges. So this is an article I found online from Forbes. I'll put the link in the description to this article, but I'll quote it real quick. According to the Department of Education, for-profit colleges account for only 13% of the higher education population, but nearly half of all loan defaults. While UTI likes to trumpet its 80% job placement rate, it is difficult for students to pay off loans of almost $50,000 for tuition and living costs on an entry-level mechanic's salary. Investors impressed by UTI's job placement rates need also to look at the quality of jobs the graduates are getting. In other words, UTI is making money while its graduates are too often unable to pay for the inadequate education they received. End quote. So that is from Forbes, and you can look at the article in the description. And I don't think that they're really going to cost almost $50,000. I mean, I hope not, but it's going to be a lot more than you'd pay at a community college, I could tell you that. I tried to go on UTI's website to get a quote for how much it would cost to go there now, and they have to email you a quote, so I never even got an email from them for a quote. Usually when you have to go on a website and they have to tell you later how much it's going to cost, it's going to be a lot of money. So it's way too expensive for UTI, and that goes for Lincoln Tech too. I think they're probably about as expensive as UTI. So it is absolutely, positively ridiculous to pay that much money to be a mechanic, because it is not that difficult to become a mechanic, to be quite honest. If all that you want to do is be a mechanic and maybe work at a dealership, you don't have to go to any school, to be honest with you. I mean, I'll talk about it when we talk about sneaking into the industry later in this video, but you can easily become a mechanic. I mean, it's not like being a Navy SEAL where you have to go to Navy SEAL school. It's very simple. It's more like if you want to go see a movie, like let's say a movie first come out, like, I don't know, Fast and Furious 10, Fast and Furious on the moon. And you're like, oh, I want to go see the cars on the moon now. And I want to go see this movie. Well, but the first show sold out and the second show sold out. Well, you know what? You're going to be able to go see the movie. You just might have to wait a little longer than you want. You know, you can see it the next day. I mean, it's not that hard to go see the movie. You'll get in there eventually. Don't worry. So that's going out to all the kids out there who want to be mechanics. If you really want to be a mechanic, you'll be a mechanic. I mean, just keep trying. If you apply to 10 places, well, you apply to 5 more. You'll probably get one. It's not that hard. It's not like, you know, getting into Harvard where you need to like know somebody, and UTI and Lincoln Tech are the people you need to know. You don't really need to know anybody. Like, you'll get there, don't worry. So we'll talk about that later in the video, how you can become a mechanic without going to school. UTI and Lincoln Tech, total waste of money, total waste of time. If you went there, well, you know, I'm sorry you wasted your money, but I gotta say what I gotta say. This video is more for younger mechanics who don't have a lot of money, like I didn't at the time, and you know, I don't want people wasting their money or their time. Another thing about UTI and Lincoln Tech, from people say, oh, the reputation will help you get a job. Well, you know, in Philly, those schools had a bad reputation. Number one, I remember I got a job at AAA working on their fleet, and the guy who hired me said, yeah, well, one of the reasons why I hired you is because you didn't go to Lincoln Tech and you actually went to a community college and you got an actual degree. So the reputation from getting a job from these schools is actually not going to help you at all for the most part. I mean, we're talking about being a mechanic for cars. You know, I don't know about their motorcycle program or their body shop program. I'm talking about to be a car mechanic. So you can forget it for reputation. As far as one of the other things they try to tell you is, oh, well, we'll help you get into these STEP programs. Like a STEP program is considered like BMW or Mercedes. They have specialized schools that you have to apply to once you're finished with trade school or community college. And they're like, oh, we'll get you in there. But, you know, you don't need them to get you into those schools. You could go to community college and get into the same Benz or Audi or Volkswagen or BMW STEP programs. Most of the time you have to have a certain amount of ASEs, and you go to their Benz school for a couple months or whatever, and then you're certified to work on Benzes, or BMW or whatever. So yeah, you don't need to go to Lincoln Tech or UTI to get into a STEP program. Another thing for their reputation, a lot of guys I talked to that went there, they said, oh, the classes were overcrowded and I didn't get to use the equipment that much. I mean, it's going to be nothing that UTI or Lincoln Tech can offer you that is going to be worth the extra money they charge than compared to community college. So there is absolutely nothing that they can show you at UTI or Lincoln Tech that will be worth all this extra money. I mean, what do you think? They're going to show you how to do an alignment in 30 seconds and everybody else is taking a half an hour? Or they're going to show you how to diagnose a check engine light in 2 minutes where everybody else is taking an hour? No, it's nothing, absolutely nothing they can show you that you can't learn somewhere else cheaper. And if you think that there is something they offer that community college doesn't offer, put it in the comments and tell the world, and then we can all argue about it in the comments as usual. So that's what I want to say about that. Lincoln Tech, UTI, complete waste of time. And if you went there, well, congratulations, you played yourself. No offense. I told you this is rant mode today. I am in rant mode, and let's talk about it. Option number 2, sneaking into the industry. Okay, you can sneak into being an auto mechanic like at a Pep Boys or a dealership pretty easily, and here is a couple ways to do it. Like if you want to work at Pep Boys as a mechanic and they won't hire you right away, like to start changing oil or tires and batteries, you could start in like doing parts at Pep Boys or start as a service writer. There's usually not any school you have to go to get those jobs. I mean, I don't know exactly how to get there, but all you have to do is probably apply, like start learning the parts of different car parts on the internet or whatever. I don't know. But you could probably just start working there. Like when I was at Strauss, there were guys who were working in the parts department, and then they would tell the manager, "Hey, I want to work on the cars. I don't want to be parts anymore." They were like, "Sure, whatever, go ahead." So you could start there, and once you start getting hands-on experience working on cars, actually changing oil, stuff like that, doing tires and batteries, from there it's going to be up to you how high you rise. So you start working on that stuff, you start buying more tools, you start learning more stuff from the guys there. You could learn a lot of the stuff that you need to pass the ASTs from just reading their little training books and stuff. So you can go, once you get your foot in the door actually working on cars, you can go up to master level tech just on your own without going to school at all. You could learn a lot of stuff on YouTube. You could sneak in like that. Also at the dealership, when I worked at Honda, there were guys who just started as drivers or valets, and they would just tell the manager, like, "Hey, I'd really like to start working on cars. I really like cars, and I've changed oil at my house. I've done brakes at my house, blah, 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 and I have some tools." They'll be like, once the need starts to arise, if you keep making your intentions known to the management, like they might just give you a shot. I knew guys at Honda, they started out being a valet, and then next thing you know, they were a oil change and guy, and then they just started working as mechanics and never went to UTI, never went to Lincoln Tech. It really didn't matter. As long as you get your foot in the door actually working on cars, then it's all up to you. Because once you start working on cars, they give you like access to the training materials at the dealership. For example, at Honda, they give you like a log on, and you can go onto the computer at work, like after your shift or sometimes at home. And they got like a million training modules for engine, suspension, brakes, the new models. You can go on there and learn like everything possible about Hondas from your house, and you never went to UTI or Lincoln Tech at all. Or community college. If that's what you want to do, just work at a dealership or a Pet Boys type place or a private place. That's all you got to do. Sneak into the industry. You going to UTI, you're going to spend $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? All this money. This is ridiculous. I mean, if you're Floyd Mayweather's son, then he's just going to pay for you to go wherever you want, then you can go there. But other than that, it is completely way too expensive. It's way too expensive. And you get nothing for this money. You get nothing for all the money you spend. It's not like you're going to go to UTI and then your first day at the dealership, like, "Oh, wait, he graduated UTI. Oh, wow, he's amazing. Let's give him the hardest diagnostics on his first day. Oh, well, he went to Lincoln Tech. Oh, let's give him the intermittent no start that none of us can figure out because, wow, he went to Lincoln Tech." No, that's never going to happen. Never. And it's never, ever going to happen. Let me just say that twice. So it doesn't matter where you go to Lincoln Tech. If you go to Lincoln Tech or UTI, nobody's going to care. You're going to get in there. They're going to start you off with the little stuff. You're not going to be getting paid that much money. And if that's all you want to do, fine, that's cool. Just sneak into the industry. It doesn't matter. So let me go on to number 3. Going to community college, which I think is the best option. Well, it was the best for me. It may not be the best for you. Depends on what you want to do. Like if you just want to work at the dealership or at Pet Boys, then just sneak into the industry. It doesn't matter. And this isn't just me saying it. The YouTuber Scotty Kilmer, he said the same thing. He's a mechanic for like 40 or 50 years. I don't know. He's been a mechanic forever. He's way better than me. But he said the same thing. Like, don't pay all this money to go to UTI, Lincoln Tech. With all the money you pay there, you could probably went to Harvard for a year. And, it's ridiculous how much money it is. Let me just focus on the money. I don't care. So number 3, though, going to community college and getting an associate's degree in automotive technology, which is what I did. I'll tell you my story real quick. I was working at Blue Cross Blue Shield in Philly as a customer service rep, and it was the worst. It was like I hated it. I used to just go in and put my headset on, and people used to call and ask questions about their health insurance, and oh my God, it was terrible. Like I hated it. It wasn't just there. Like I worked at Express Scripts, this pharmacy company too, and it was the same thing there, and it was just mind-numbing and terrible. And I used to sit at my desk all the time reading car magazines. I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll just go work on cars. So, but I didn't know like that community college like had automotive classes really. So like the only commercials I would see online or on the internet. No, not on the internet. On TV. This is before the internet got popping really. But I would see commercials on TV. Oh, go to Lincoln Tech, be a technician. I was like, okay, well, I'll give them a call. And I called them, and it was like over $1,000 for each class. So it was like maybe 12 or 13 classes. It would end up costing me like $15,000. So I was like, oh no, this is way too much money. I can't afford that, and I don't want to get that much loan. So I saw I think it was like a newspaper or something like community college, you could go to automotive program there. So I was like, all right, let me try that. And I looked up there, and the price was like, it was less than half of what Lincoln Tech was. I think it was about maybe $1,300 a semester, 12 or 1,300. So I think it might have been $5 or $6 grand for like 4 or 5 semesters. And I think it was like 4 semesters I needed. So yeah, I was just like, well, let me do that. So I ended up going to Community College of Philadelphia. Excellent program, pretty small class sizes. They have all the modern equipment. The teachers there really, really care. Like they're really concerned about you learning, and they'll help you even after you finish the program. Like I finished the program, and I had some questions. Like I'd take my manual transmission ASC and failed it by like 2 questions. Well, I tried to remember some of the questions that I found difficult, and I went in there and asked them, and they were explaining to me what they thought the answer should have been. Also, they helped me when I wanted to go to Ferris State University for automotive engineering technology degree, a bachelor's degree. And they gave me like some letters of recommendation. They helped me fill out the scholarship information, and those guys are really helpful. So if you are in the Philadelphia area and you want to be a mechanic, number one, recommend going to Community College of Philadelphia to learn. And they really care, and the program just keeps getting better. So I think they got a YouTube page too, so you could check out their YouTube page. But anyway, I don't get paid anything to tell you about them. I just really feel like it's a great program. As far as community colleges other places in the country, I know there's one of the guys I worked with at Cummins went to one in Ohio, and he got his associate's degree and then became a engineering technician at Cummins. There are a couple guys who did that. There was one female I met at Ferris State who ended up being an engineer at Toyota. I remember seeing her there when I was working there, and she went to a community college in near the Detroit area that was like a feeder school to Ferris State. But anyway, if you want to go like beyond jobs where you're just working at a dealership or a Pep Boys type place, then you want to definitely go to a community college and get your full associate's degree. It may take about 2.5 years, but it'll definitely be worth it if you want those harder jobs. Well, not harder. They're actually easier, and you get paid more money, and it's more consistent money, so where you're not on flat rate all the time. So yeah, my recommendation is, if you couldn't tell, if you want to get to higher level jobs, go to community college, get the degree. I know they have like little I don't know what they call them, like degrees in quotes you can get from Lincoln Tech or UTI, but nobody cares about those things. I mean, I never met anybody who got anything from those degrees. Like those are like those those lame degrees, like, you know, like a degree in like general studies or something. Or this guy I worked with at Ford Technical Hotline had like I was an intern there when I was at Ferris State. He had like a degree in like general science or something, and he was never able to get anything from that degree. So don't get a degree that nobody cares about. Nobody cares about those degrees from UTI or Lincoln Tech. They're probably not worth the paper they are printed on. If you want to get a real technician job at an OEM, because they have technician jobs at all of these OEMs, and they are pretty much cakework compared to working at a dealership. Like, you're going to be making a lot of, you're going to be making like little reports and stuff, and you're going to be sitting at a computer, and then maybe once or twice a day you're going to go out and actually work on a car, like, and it's all air conditioned, and your money every week is the same amount. Like, there were technicians I worked with at Toyota like that, you know, like, I mean, like, it's a little bit stressful because you got to do all these reports, but at the same time, it's like, it's way easier than like working at a dealership, to where you're like, oh, am I going to make hours this week? Oh no. Oh, this year's not going well. Oh, well, they got a new service manager and he might lay people off, and you know. So, you know, if you want that type of high level job, definitely go to community college. It'll be worth it. You might have to take some classes that are harder, like you might have to take a couple math classes or an English class, but just study real hard. I'm sure that you could do it if you put your faith into it. If you want to be successful, you're going to have to work hard. So if you go to community college and there's some classes that are harder than you're used to, just keep trying. Go every day on time, sitting in the front of the classroom, taking notes. Talk to the teacher if there's anything you don't understand immediately, and work with the other students. Like, don't just work by yourself. Like, have a group of people that you work with that are serious, and hang out with them and study with them, and they'll help you to graduate. And everybody, like, they help each other, you know. Like, that's what happened when I was at Ferris State in Michigan, you know. Like, all the nerds, like, we used to all hang together and help each other do a homework. Like, if you have a homework question and you're by yourself in your house, you know, you may not get the answer until tomorrow. But if you're around a bunch of people who are serious, somebody might know the answer, can explain it to you immediately. So you're always on top of it. So, all right, let me stop. That's probably long enough video for this. If you disagree with me, please put in the comments below why you decided to waste your money at UTI or Lincoln Tech. But maybe you didn't know. Like, I can't blame you if you didn't know. But if you are one of my subscribers and you go to UTI or Lincoln Tech, we are going to have a long talk, because you should, like, I don't know, just stop going immediately and just go to community college, or just sneak into the industry. Like, once you get a couple classes at UTI or Lincoln Tech, you could probably get hired, and then you could just quit going, because there's no point in wasting your money with that. So anyway, please like or dislike. You could dislike all you want. I don't care. Don't get penalized at all for a dislike. So tell me how you feel. It's up to you. I'm doing this mostly for the younger kids who don't have a lot of money, like I didn't when I was growing up. Hardly had any money, so I don't want people wasting their money or their time. Anyway, tell me what you think in the comments. Please like, comment, and subscribe, or dislike if you want. It's up to you. I don't care. But anyway, have a good one. Peace.